Welcome back in to Nerd Alert. It's the third episode of the semester, and this is my first time on the main panel for Nerd Alert, so we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm Logan Lepiscopo. We're talking about music today, and my guests at the desk with myself, Deanna and Will. The first segment, we're talking about today's music. Are we fans of it? Do we not like it? Deanna, it's your debut. I'm going to throw it to you first. What do you think of today's music?
I think today's music is just very back and forth. Some people think it's good, some people think it's bad, but I don't think it's fair to put today's music in one category and say it's bad. And people tend to do that, but there's so many different genres of music right now that's not fair just because, people don't like the music that happens to get popular on TikTok and then it just kind of grows from there, but there's so many other genres of music from all over the world. So I think that's putting it in one box. Like, I like today's music. There's a lot of music I do like, there's a lot of music I don't like, and I feel like that's for every era leading up to now.
Yeah, I mean, with every generation, you're going to have people that don't like the music now, but they much prefer the music that they had growing up. That's just going to be with every generation. Me personally, I'm kind of like an old soul, though. Like, I like a lot of the older stuff, and like a lot of the new stuff, I'm not going to say that I hate it. What I am going to say, though, is that, a lot of the stuff is catchy nowadays, but when it comes to the lyrics, sometimes a lot of stuff can get a really just one-dimensional, very just, similar to each other. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of today's music, but I will say a lot of them are just really catchy now.
And all of us up here have very different tastes in music.
Yeah.
We talked before the show, all of us have a different taste. In my opinion, I'm more of a hip-hop, R&B person. I feel like today's music, like Deanna, you said, it's pretty copy and paste. It's the same thing from artist to artist. It's just a matter of how they put it into their own words. And a lot of artists have the same flow. And you mentioned TikTok, how it kind of blows up some songs. Do you think that's a benefit to the music industry or music right now? Or do you think it's kind of putting the wrong songs into the spotlight?
I mean, honestly, for a musician alone, it's a benefit because every musician needs a way to get their music out there. And TikTok being one of the biggest platforms in the world right now is that's what you want to do and that's how you would market. And I feel like that would have happened with Facebook or Instagram as when they were popular as popular as TikTok. So I feel like as a musician, it's just a matter of who's smart enough to get it on there. And I think sometimes not the best music makes it onto there, but it gets popular for a reason. You can't just not a song that sucks is not going to get really popular.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, Logan, you remember SoundCloud? Remember SoundCloud?
I still listen to it here and there.
I mean, SoundCloud was a big thing when we were in high school. Like, everybody that wanted to be or aspire, mainly a rapper nowadays, they just went straight to SoundCloud. They throw them links up on Snap. Oh, man. But TikTok is just all the sounds that they have now. They're just taking songs that have been out for years now and just either slowing it down, reverbing it, or just, speeding it up. Some sound pretty good, and actually some probably do sound better than the original, but I'd say a majority of them kind of just mess with the overall type of the song. Like, the song sounds the way it does, and that's what makes it good, but when you change it up too much, that's when you kind of lose me. I'm not a big fan of changing it up too much. If you're going to change it, make sure it sounds good. I mean, it might sound good to you, but it ain't going to sound good to everybody else.
And I was going to ask you, because you mentioned sampling different parts of a song for newer songs. We see it a lot in rap and hip hop specifically. They'll take an old song from 50s, 60s, what you said, reverb it and change it. Do you see that? And I'll turn to you because Will already kind of gave his opinion. Do you feel like the reverbing and changing of older music kind of messes with what it was? Or do you think it kind of is a benefit because it brings those songs back out to maybe older generations that miss that type of music now?
Honestly, I feel like it's situational, and I feel like all music is situational, and it's sometimes you can do it well and sometimes you don't do it well. Like, the one I'm thinking of right now is Blue with, I think it's BB Rexa. I don't like it at all. And that's a really good song, the original song. And so the way she did it, I don't like it. But then there's other ones where I can't think of any right now. Well, I can't think of one right now at the top of my head. But I know there's a few good ones and people do it well. So it's just a matter of, how you do it and being smart with it, because that is a power you hold. And a power to kind of combine two generations together. And if you don't do it the right way, then you don't do it justice. And then it was just, you did that for no reason.
So I mentioned how we all kind of have different tastes in music. Will, do you feel like your favorite genre of music is better now than maybe what it was? Or are you mentioned you're old soul. You like the older stuff.
Yeah.
Do you feel like now stuff is bad, or do you just prefer the old stuff more?
As of right now, there's only one artist that comes to mind, which I'm going to tie back to when we're talking about sampling a little bit. Joyner Lucas is one of my favorites as of today. He takes songs that came out back in like the early 2010s, maybe some 2000s, and makes it his own, makes his own beat, makes his own rap out of it, and he does it so well. And I wish other artists would take that and do it as well. But like, I mean, it's just a lot of the same lyrics nowadays. I prefer some of the older stuff. I'm more of a Tupac and a Biggie guy. That's just it's not what I grew up with, obviously, but it's what I've acquired. I listen to all my music on YouTube. I don't use Apple Music or nothing. I'm not a big Spotify guy. I got YouTube Premium. I'm bougie like that, so I'm able to turn my phone off and still listen to music and create my own playlist like that. But yeah, I'm big in '90s West Coast rap. That's just really been my thing. Love Eminem. I love your stuff, man. I know everybody calls you Slim Shady, so I love Eminem. It's always going to be my guy. So I prefer more of the older stuff than the newer stuff. I'm not saying nobody can be great today, and I've heard a couple of good things, but I'm more in the past.
Yeah, and you have a completely different taste from Will and I. We talked before the show, your taste in music. I feel like it's kind of a newer, like up and coming genre. It started like kind of coming into the spotlight now. Do you enjoy it now, or is there any like older stuff you probably like?
I mean, it depends on what you're referencing, because I told you that I liked a lot of like the international. I don't listen to a lot of American music. So I feel like there's some classics that, well, I'll just say it, like K-pop is one of my favorite genres, and then Latin music. And with Latin music, a lot of the older songs are definitely more of the better songs, the great songs. But with K-pop, it's different. That's like now it's like a whole new era that they're bringing in. And I think right now, like the newer stuff is what I prefer. So it depends on either one and how, what they're doing in this moment right now.
Right, I totally agree. You can see both sides, seeing it. Maybe you just don't prefer what is now, like Will. You prefer the throwbacks, the 90s,
They're
what our
classics,
parents grew
man.
up with.
Yeah,
so
they're classic. Well,
we're
my
going to turn
parents.
it over, though. Second segment, I touched on our favorites. We're going to get into our favorite artists of all time, and even some of our other just favorite songs of all time. So don't go anywhere here on Nerd Alert. We'll be right back. Back with our second segment here on Nerd Alert. We touched a little bit on our favorite music, some artists, but now we're really going to dive into our favorite genres, favorite artists, and even who our greatest artist of all time is. And Will, I'm going to give it to you first. Let's talk about our favorite genres of music. You can't just have one. You got to be able to dabble in some different ones. So what are your favorite genres of music?
Right now, I'm sitting with two. As I said earlier, 90s West Coast rap, Tupac, NWA, you can throw them in there. That's just, I don't know why. It just gets me moving, man. That's just how it does. And I'm a big guy, but I don't know. I can't describe it. I'm at a loss for words when it comes to describing, West Coast rap. And I'll throw Eminem in there. He's from Michigan. He's from Detroit. So, I mean, his stuff is great. But my second genre, I'm just going to stick with rock as a whole. Now, I might throw in a little heavy metal there too, but rock as a whole, just any band that associates with rock, like Metallica, AC/DC, just to name a few, Black Sabbath, just a couple to throw out there. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne, he's actually one of right now, he holds my number one favorite song of all time, which is No More Tears. That song, if I was a WWE wrestler, that would be my theme song. Oh my goodness, that song. So that's just to name a couple if I had to choose.
you talked about in the first segment.
I
K-pop's your favorite. What are some other genres of music you like to listen to?
So I grew up with Latin music, being of Latin descent, and I feel like both of them have their own kind of, I feel like I won't consider them each their own genre, because it's like kind of like how Western music is like the name and then like all the different categories under it. So I feel like both of them. I love Korean R&B, Korean hip hop as well as K-pop, and then, you know, like Latin rap, Latin pop, all of that. Shakira, grew up on her, love her. BTS, obviously everyone knows BTS. I feel like even if you don't like them, you know them. Blackpink, and then other like lesser known artists like DPR. Ian, he is one of my favorite artists of all time, and he's under like the Korean, but also a lot of English music as well. So I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Will. My number one is hip hop, R&B. You mentioned Eminem. Just a quick little funny story about that. When I was little, my parents would play Eminem to get me to stop crying.
That's what's up,
And
man.
it worked.
That's what's
It
up.
worked. My mom tells me the story all the time. She's like, yeah, anytime you were crying in the car or anything, we turn Eminem on and it's silent. And I thought it was the craziest thing ever of that fact. But a sneaky number two for me, a lot of people probably wouldn't take me as this type of guy, but I'm more of like, I like the middle school era we had, like Bruno Mars, Jason Derulo. That was my stuff back then. Like if I was in my room doing homework, walking home from school, earbuds in, Bruno Mars, Jason Derulo, It Girl, you know, Catch a Grenade for You, all that good stuff. That's my jam.
Logan, I'm gonna tell you something. We talked about this before the show too. This is a sneaky one, I guess, for both of us. It's the summertime. It's a night out with the boys, top down on the car. White girl music, man.
Party in the USA is a jam.
Any Britney
Oh my
Spears,
gosh.
any Miley Cyrus, man.
Carly
they
Rae
hit
Jepsen,
different.
Call Me
Carly Rae-
Maybe.
Oh man, 2012. What a year. I was 10.
Did you guys like Gangnam Style when it was a
Yeah,
thing?
it was big for me.
There's a
did.
very embarrassing video of me somewhere on the internet of me doing the dance.
Did any of you guys do the Harlem Shake?
That's
Remember
also
that?
somewhere on the
Yep,
internet
I
of me
did the
doing
Harlem
that as
Shake.
well. Pretty
Yep.
embarrassing.
That
If
was
you
a
go
big
on
one.
like any of my parents' socials, you'll probably see me like 10 years ago doing the dances to those. It's very not my brightest moments.
The whip and the nay-nay was my dance.
The whip and the
I,
nene.
I performed it in front of my summer
Will you hit it
camp.
right now?
No.
I had to try.
That's over.
I had to
We
try.
That's
tried.
over.
We tried.
So we talk about, you know, our favorite genres, but of those genres, who's your favorite artist from those? You talked about Westside, you talked about Tupac, NWA, but like, who would you say is maybe your favorite out of like the one genre? If you had to pick one from a genre, not your
So-
favorite of all time,
Yeah.
but just like those genres.
So West Coast, Tupac takes it. Tupac will take it from me. When it comes to rock, I'm leaning between Metallica as the band or Ozzy Osbourne. They both put out great music that I just vibe to. Like back when I went to the gym. I don't do something like that anymore. I'm a retired athlete. I don't gotta go no more. But when I did, those are the two that I put on. They just like they make me feel better. They get me happy. Now, if I had to pick like a genre of music, like a generation of music that would make me feel happy, I'm picking 80s music. Anything from the 80s or even sometimes the 70s, like that makes me happy. Like there's like hardly any songs from then, because now you got Olivia Rodrigo that just like, I'm not a big fan of her music. Her music's sad. Her music's sad. I just find a boyfriend or something. Find something to make you happy. I don't know. That's just me though.
And you mentioned BTS for K-pop and
Yeah.
things. What would you say is your favorite from K-pop, your Latin music, things you listen to?
I feel like if I'm going to say someone other than the obvious for the K-pop realm, I would say BTS's younger brother group, Tomorrow by Together, TXT, who's around like our age. So I
Okay.
feel like I can connect to their music a lot more than BTS, because BTS is a little bit more like 2013 and stuff. So I saw them in concert. They were amazing. So that was one of the best experiences of my life, not gonna lie. And for Latin music, I said Shakira before. I feel like right now, and my mom's not gonna like me saying this,
Oh, no.
Bad Bunny, which is
I was gonna ask you about that. Are you a fan of like
I
his stuff?
am.
Yeah.
I am. And more recently, I've learned it from like my older cousins and stuff. But it's when I really want to get like hyped and like really be in like a certain vibe, he is the go-to. So sorry, mom, but
Yeah,
he's doing too well.
I think a lot of music, like when you listen to it and pick a favorite genre, it comes with what mood am I in? Like you said, going to the gym, I'm not gonna want to listen to Bruno Mars or Jason Derulo singing in
people
my
do.
ear.
Yeah.
Some people do.
Some people do.
Props to those
There's
people
a
because
few of them.
I could never.
I'm pretty sure Keegan Robbie listens to Taylor Swift when he goes to the gym.
I could never. No, I need somebody like rapping lyrics into my ear that are nowhere near appropriate for WCTV.
No.
But, you know, like that type of stuff gets you hype. Or maybe when you're doing music, you listen to like some more chill stuff. Maybe that's when I bust out the middle school playlist and stuff. But talking about our favorite artists, we narrowed it down. Who's your favorite artist of all time across any genre of music? I'll step in while you guys think and give mine first.
Okay.
Will mentioned in the first segment, sometimes I'm known around here to be Eminem, Slim Shady. I told the story about it. Now, some of his songs are very questionable, to say the least, in terms of the lyrics that come with it, but he's got to be my favorite artist of all time. Just growing up, that's all I ever listened to. Me and my dad listened to it all the time. And he's as old as he is, and he's still putting out some pretty good stuff. Nowhere near where he used to put out, but he's easily my number one artist of all time. I have plenty of favorite artists of today's age. Like if I'm talking now, like Drake, Lil Uzi, those are probably my top two right now. But all time, growing up, Eminem easily takes the cake for my favorite artist. Will, have you thought of one yet?
Yeah, I'm just going to go with the obvious answer. I've said him time and time again. Tupac, baby. Tupac Shakur. It's just too good to pass up. I got so many of his songs just on my car playlist album on YouTube Premium that you two were clowning me for on
Favorite
the break.
Tupac song?
All Eyes on Me. That's just one of my...
YouTube? On YouTube.
On YouTube. Yeah, it is. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
On YouTube Premium. I'm bougie like that.
All right.
Deanna?
Someone I haven't mentioned, I feel like. I'm going to say Selena.
Oh, Selena. Yeah, I know of her. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not much of her music, but I knew she was like an iconic.
She was.
An iconic artist for that genre. So yeah.
Being like a Latin woman right now, she was an inspiration because it was kind of, leading the way to what we are now. And I feel like there's so many artists now, like J-Lo, Shakira, who wouldn't have had the spotlight that they have now if it wasn't for her. And like even now, years later, even after her death, like people can recognize her sound. Even if you're not like the biggest Latin music fan, even if you don't listen to it, like you know who she is, like you know her look, you know her sound. And I feel like that is something extremely inspiring to look up to. And it's kind of like she left her mark as a woman, like a minority woman, and I think that's incredible. And it's so much fun to dance to. Like I'm out here with my little cousins doing some bitty bitty bum bum, like all over, just the spins. It's great. I love her and her music.
Well, we talked about everybody's favorite music. Now, we're going to test a little bit of your guys' music knowledge. We found a common ground with some of the music from the early 2010s. We're going to guess with Deanna and Will on if they know the latest hits during that time. Stay tuned.
What's up, nerds? I'm Tim Durkin, and this is Level Up. The Game Awards announced the nominees for the 2023 show. I'll go through the categories that I have the most opinions on, then make predictions from there. First up is Game of the Year. The nominees are Alan Wake 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Out of all of those, I've only played Tears of the Kingdom. I really want to play Resident Evil 4 Remake, but I don't have access to a console it's on. To be honest, I think Tears of the Kingdom sweeps here. Its predecessor, Breath of the Wild, won Game of the Year in 2017, and Tears of the Kingdom was one of the most anticipated games in years. For me, the best way I can describe it is the worst 10 out of 10 I've ever played. The game is so far beyond my wildest dreams, but there's a surprising number of issues that do their best to hold the game back. The best ongoing game nominees are Fortnite, Final Fantasy XIV, Genshin Impact, Cyberpunk 2077, and Apex Legends. Final Fantasy is usually a shoo-in for this category, but I think Fortnite has a real chance of taking it this year. I've played a ton of Fortnite over the past year with friends, and I will stand by saying that Chapter 4 was one of my favorites in the game's history. The return of the OG map as well was the cherry on top for me. The nominees for Best Role-Playing Game are Final Fantasy XVI, Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, Sea of Stars, and Lies of P. I haven't played any of these, but I want to take a guess anyway. I think Baldur's Gate 3 takes the dub on this one. Starfield was one of the most anticipated games ever, but I heard nothing about it once it dropped. In contrast, I heard nothing but praise for Baldur's Gate. So we'll just have to wait and see. Finally, Best Soundtracks nominees are Alan Wake 2, Final Fantasy XVI, Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3, and Hi-Fi Rush. As someone who has played Tears of the Kingdom, I promise all of you that if it wins, they picked the wrong game. Don't get me wrong, it's a good OST, but it's not best of the year material. That's about all the awards I care about. I'll be interested to see which games win what, but not enough to actually sit through the Game Awards. Thanks to everyone for watching this edition of Level Up.
One final segment here on the third episode of Nerd Alert. We're doing a little bit of lyric guessing. Now, still the same panel, Logan, Deanna, Will. I'm going to require you two to have a buzzer to go in for your answer. I don't want any shouting, screaming. So, Will, what is your buzzer sound? Deanna?
Beep.
Right. So that should make for any confusion with just screaming out names. I've been told we're going to go with 5 songs to start. If you guys get them pretty quick, we'll keep moving. So I'm just going to read some lyrics, not necessarily from the start, but just picking a song, reading from there.
Okay.
Here's song number 1. And I'll give you a point for the artist and a point for the song.
Okay. All right.
So if you can't name the artist or can't name the song, the other person could have a chance to take that point.
Okay.
Because we both thought that love lasts forever. They say we're too young to get ourselves sprung. Oh, we didn't care. We made it very clear. And they also said that we couldn't last forever. Do you want me to sing it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See, it's very defined. You're one of a kind, but you mash up my mind. You have to get declined. You guys really don't know this song.
No.
All right, hold on. I'll read you the first lyric. This is going to give it away. You're way too beautiful.
Oh!
Beautiful Girls.
By?
Akon.
Wrong. Deanna, chance to get the artist.
Is it like sax something?
No, you're way off.
Okay.
It's Sean Kingston.
Sean Kingston.
Sean Kingston, Beautiful
Whoops.
Girls. So Will's got a point on the first song. I can't
All right,
believe
I got
it
a
took you
point,
guys
though. I got a point.
that long to get that
Yeah, no,
one.
because like I remembered the chorus.
You're
but
off
I'm good
key.
on choruses.
I was
I'm not
off
that-
key.
Yeah, you're off key.
Sorry,
yeah.
I took chorus in
good on-
5th grade. That was it.
I'm good on the
You need to
choruses,
step
not
up.
the verses.
All right, we'll go to the next song. I don't know about this one. You guys took a while on the last one,
That was
so
the first, wasn't it, that you got it from?
Well, I got it because of
Yeah.
the yeah.
all right, ready?
Yeah.
Song 2. Let's talk money. I talk that. Crunk juice bombs. Oakley shades. Shawty got class. Oh, behave. Let's get gone. Walk it out. Think about it. Aw, snap.
Here's why. Because I heard Crunk in there, and the only person I know who would talk about Crunk is Lil Jon.
No.
No way, bro. Because the only person I ever heard talk about Crunk is Lil Jon, and you're telling me it's not.
All right. You want me to give you another part of the song?
Yeah, there's.
All right, let's see. I'll try to give you one of the obvious like lyrics in the song like the other one. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This literally gives the artist away for it. So, I'ma let T-Pain sing it so he can make it clear. I'ma buy you a drink. I
What was the
literally
title, though?
I
Okay.
literally just gave them the song.
No,
and
I
the
know.
artist.
I was trying to think
This
of
is not from
T-Pain.
our era. This is not from my era.
But I don't remember the name of
I
the
literally
song, but I
just
know-
said
I
the
know
title,
it's
Will.
T-Pain.
I just said it.
Baby Girl? No.
No.
Buy you a drink?
Yes.
All right. Do I still get 2 points for that?
No.
All right then.
Also, I'd like to appreciate the fact Deanna said this isn't our era, but it was
isn't
2007.
That was,
I was- 2.
and we were 5.
We were 5 or
Wait.
6.
You probably do need to go up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
You
go.
need
I'll
to
go up a
little
little
bit.
bit. I'll go up a little bit.
Make
then.
it a little bit more fair. She was
All
2.
right.
Come on. Man.
All right. You know that's fair. I'll try. And, all right. Is 2010 okay?
Yeah.
2010's all right. So what? You were 7?
All right. It's Katy Perry.
That was 2010. I was 5.
Oh, okay. It's all these young kids, Will. You know.
Yeah, back in our
Sorry.
day.
All right.
These old
Will's got the 2-0 lead.
All right.
Next song, 2010. Remember this. So no excuses this time. Hold on, I gotta find a good part of this song. Okay. I can see it going down in my head. In my head, you fulfill my fantasy. In my head, it's going down. In my head. Let's see. Let's go to a different part because that's just a chorus.
Yeah.
I also really don't feel like singing anymore. I feel like I've embarrassed myself enough.
That's the whole point of Nerdler, baby.
Yeah.
Is it though? To embarrass yourself?
No, but like to have fun, and having fun
Is singing?
includes embarrassing yourself in front of the two people.
Fair enough. All right. I was so wrong for so long, only trying to please myself. Girl, I was caught up in her lust when I don't really want no one else. So no, I know I should have treated you better, but me and you were meant to last forever. So let me in, give me another chance to really be your man. 'Cause when the roof caved in and the truth came out, I just didn't know what to do. But when I became a star, I'll be living so large, I'll do anything for you. So tell me, girl.
Chris Brown?
No. No. I mentioned him in the second segment.
You did, didn't
I
you?
mentioned 2 artists.
Yeah, one
This
of them
was
was
one of
Bruno
them.
Mars, but that's not Bruno.
Well, so who was the other one? Deanna, this is a poor performance by yourself.
I was 5.
What do you want me to go to?
You're not high enough, man.
This is ridiculous.
Who was the other one? I give up.
That's not Drake.
No. Jason Derulo's What You Say.
Oh.
What you say?
I
Yeah.
forgot about him.
So,
I hear it now.
all right. So 3 songs in.
I
You
got
guys
nothing.
are
I'm still
doing
two up.
pretty poor.
I'm still 2-0.
This is
All right.
way worse.
This should be a doable one for the both of you. I'm just going to start from the first line. What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. You've got my head spinning. No kidding. I can't pin you down. What's going on that beautiful mind? I'm on your
All right.
magical...
All of
Mystery
Me.
Ride.
All of Me
Correct. That is the
by
song title.
John Legend.
Yes.
There it is. Finally got
Will got a full one.
That was
That's a
probably the only
twofer.
one I was gonna get.
All of Me by John Legend.
Well done.
That's my first 2 for that. That's
Very
4
well
nothing,
done.
buddy.
You got some coming back to do here, Deanna. All right, let's go to 2010.
Back to 2010.
Back to
Back?
2010. But this is a good one. Like everybody, I feel like everybody should. If you don't know this song, you need to upgrade your music taste. All right.
Okay.
So we're just gonna start from the beginning again. So we back in the club with our bodies rocking from side to side, side to side. Thank God the week is done. I feel like a zombie going back to life, back to life. Hands up. Yeah, suddenly we all got our hands up. No control of my body. Come on, Will. Come on, Will.
Like I know the song now, but like I mean,
Ain't I seen you before? I think I remember those eyes.
DJ got us falling in love again.
Okay. Who's the artist?
I should have beeped. I knew the name of it.
Why didn't you beep? You could at least got 1
I
point.
know.
What is his name?
I
What
was
is
waiting
his
for you to
name?
finish.
I didn't say his name already, have I?
No.
Beep. Is it Usher?
It is Usher.
There it is. All right, there we go.
She
We
got a
split
point.
one. We split one.
5-1.
5-1.
All right. We're going to make this a 5-point question so Deanna can have a chance to
There
win.
we go. Yeah. It's for all
We
the
got to make
marbles.
it interesting on
It's
here,
for all
okay?
the marbles.
All right. We're going to... I'm going to try 2012.
Okay.
I feel like that's a happy medium. How old were you?
7.
All right.
I was 10.
You've got it.
So.
All right. Much as you blame yourself, you can't be blamed for the way that you fell. Had no example of a love that was even remotely real. How can you understand something that you never had? Oh, baby, if you let me, I can help you out with all of that. Girl, let me love you. No. All right, we'll pick a different one.
Yeah.
You know,
You both
I
are
was
just-
What was
lost.
it though? What was it?
It was Let Me Love You by Neo.
Yeah, I love how you said if you don't know this one, you gotta change
Yeah,
the music.
what?
No, that was the other one. That was the one
my
before
bad.
this
All
one.
right.
Oh.
Okay, you
All
were
right,
talking about
this
All
one
right.
is 100% 2010. I don't care if you were 5. You should know this song.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
You know you love me.
Beep.
Baby.
Guys,
Beep.
she beat first.
Hold
messed
on.
up the
I said beep
first.
after.
She messed up the
Baby
buzzer.
Justin Bieber.
Who's featured on it?
Is it?
When I was 13, I had my first love.
Oh my God, who was it?
It's not Usher, right?
No.
No,
Flo.
he's in Fast and Furious.
I know. Ludacris.
Yes, it
Ludacris.
is Luda.
There it is.
Okay.
Ludacris.
I'll let you guys judge who won. I think that was a poor performance from both of you. Not gonna lie to you
I
all.
tried.
You said middle school.
Okay,
I
She was
Well,
5,
not
so she
even-
wasn't
well,
even.
we
she was in
you and
kindergarten.
I are
I
just.
feel like
she
we
was
weren't
in
even in
kindergarten.
elementary school. Like that wasn't even.
2012, I was in 5th grade.
That's not middle school.
Well, basically.
Almost.
Sorry,
the end of
sorry, we're
2012,
not
we was
all
in-
born in 2004. I mean,
5.
5.
Makes it worse.
Whoa.
That makes it worse.
Whoa.
Whoops.
Well, I don't know who won. We'll say everybody wins. Yay.
We're all winners.
Yay, we're all winners. Well, thank you guys very much for joining us for this episode of Nerd Alert. Make sure you stay tuned on WCTV. We will be on fall break for the next Friday. Today's Friday. For the next Friday, we will be on Thanksgiving break. So stay tuned in 2 weeks from now for the next episode of Nerd Alert.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.